Well, it's a transphobic game. I can't understand why it is that JK Rowling doesn't believe in the world of witchcraft and wizardry to the point where we can have the sciences to make people eventually have enough of the changes to the body and reproductive systems in order for our hormones and body to be alternate genders, including with enough restructuring, and to the point where it is that we could even create childbirth. So, I mean, we're going to fuck around. We missed that one big whiff when it is that we had our first video. I had to take several breaks because, like, they were like an hour each. I couldn't sit down for more than an hour or 30 minutes, but we're going to take our little break and try and enjoy ourselves and see where we go. Because there's a chance that I might not even be able to sit down for 2 hours. Alright. So... apparently my father is dying of cancer or liver failure, one of the two. Might not even make it to Christmas. That's interesting. I'm not really too worried about it. It's really to the point where it is that my family's aging and I'm not reliant on them, so it's a good thing that I got the things that I needed to take care of myself when it comes to also with my family. By that point, if he goes, my family's just gonna sell their house. And that's absolutely fine. People need a break. But, hey, at least the motherfucker's not drinking. And at least because the new diet's gonna change, my family's gonna start eating healthy again. So there's positives to that. I think I want to fix the field of view. I feel like this field of view still isn't chilled. Yeah, even at the 8.5, that feels a little fucked. That's a lot better. Look at it. We're just a crazy maniac that's just all just running around pointlessly.
Revelio.
Ah, nice cup of char. Awesome. Vince against the dark arts.
Is that all you've got?
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Leviosa.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast.
There we go. I had to go and check on something.
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember. Good. Now, the basic. Well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Leviosa!
This should be easy.
You're good.
How perceptive.
Super
There
hot.
you go. Complicates things.
Rather good, aren't you?
I know. This can't be your first duel.
I'm doing your lively duel.
Stupid one.
All my students for this event. Watch your opponent decide to attack or defend yourself.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Revelio.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual
This motherfucker
skill.
says that with an earshot of teachers? Like, I just don't understand what's going on here.
If you're interested. Till next
Like,
time.
they just fucking endorse that shit, bro?
Oh, I'm not much for dueling.
Revelio.
I prefer to keep things friendly.
You can just phase through students? That's bullshit. At least shove them. Make it like bully. You know? Some shit like that. Let there be a rudeness meter, you know? Ooh, it's a pretty kitty. Meow. Fuck yeah, dude.
Revelio.
I'm hearing whispering. Obviously, once it is that I learn parcel tongue, once it learns to fucking do that shit, it'll start speaking to me. Or some shit. You can tell it's evil. So once we go on that dark path kind of shit, we'll definitely get there.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like go. Excellent. Stay focused. That's it. Happens to the best of us. Splendid! Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Be sharp. There we go. Here.
Don't lose your...
Here we go.
Very good.
Watch this.
They're gonna get a perfect one.
That is how it's done.
Whoops.
Fine.
Can't win at everything.
Let us let's make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. There we go. I know everyone is watching, but you need to be nervous. You are doing quite well. Stay
Whoops.
focused. Be sharp. Phew.
Excellent control there.
Watch this. That is how it's done. Here, do not think I will start going easy on you now. Oh, that was an execution.
Got it. I realized I could knock their balls off. That's interesting. Gotta love the physics engine.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
No points.
Good
what it
game
is.
back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Ouagadougou a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course.
A
you
word,
can use
if you
magic
would.
on humans, if you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Revelio.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello. You wanted to speak to me.
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan. I'd like to shop in the hamlet.
Revelio.
You're out alone with all that's going on.
And then the werewolves join the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves!
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Booth.
Gotta love cats. Gotta love dogs too.
Stop it, please. You'll get us in trouble.
Revelio.
That's an interesting puzzle. Oh, so just asking you what the little pieces are. Okay, so there's a 0, a 3, and a question mark, and then a unicorn, a 4, and then 2 question marks. So that's 2 question marks over there, but this one is trying to be unicorn, right? That's a single question mark. So a question mark and second question mark. So what this would mean is if you were to take 0 as a section, you got to number how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we only see 10, but then there's also 12 if you consider question mark and double question mark, right? So if these are the only 2 ones that we have, let's also double check the floor.
I don't know about demigods.
That one's a level 1 lock. Okay. So it only wants you to figure out question mark and double question mark. But if the unicorn is directly across from double question mark, and all of that would add up to equal to 4, that would make it 4, 4, and 4, right? Unless everything is numbered differently for a 0, 3. So what is a unicorn plus 4 equal to 12? Unicorn plus what? Unicorn plus 4 is equal to 12. Plus something else is equal to 12. So that would mean that if you minus 12 from 8, your options are either a 1, a 7, a 6. It's basically anywhere between 1 and 8. It's either way in between 1 and 8. So, from this deduction of all of those adding up, we could try and say that it's an equilateral triangle, but we also know that the very top for 0 plus 3 would be 5, and then that would mean 2. So if whatever would be considered 2 would be the appropriate matter of what we're corresponding it to. But let's say that it was 4 plus the unicorn, which I think at the unicorn's position would be 2 if we count 1 through 2. And if that's going to be 2. Unless it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't be 9 because I think it's just double unicorn by this point. Oh. So there is no unicorn for this one. So, single question mark has to be one of these. So we would have to think of what would be equal to 4, but see, from the position of where it is that you counted, it could be considered 4 if you went left, right, or right, left, right, left. No. If you went right, left, right, okay. But also understand... So you just need... Which one is 2, and then if unicorn is whatever number... What is a unicorn plus something else equal 8? So let's just say the unicorn's 2, right? The unicorn's 2, 6, and then you would need a 4. So one of these would be a 4? Oh, but it would ask to open. Wait a second. That would mean if the unicorn was equal to 4, but unicorn's not going to be 4. Okay. And then let's do a Revelio. So it's the sigils. We can see them clearly now. Okay. So question mark is equal to 2. And double question mark is anywhere between 1 and 8. But you still have to determine what unicorn would be. So you would have to consider the number. And that would be if we considered unicorn. If it was at the position that it was, unicorn would be 2. But unicorn is not 2 because there's no unicorn for single question mark. So that means that unicorn has to be higher than 2. So the 2 is eliminated. And that would either mean that it's either 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, no. So unicorn isn't 2. But we have to 7 or 8, right? So that would be the 7 or 8. So there's only 7 numbers that double question mark can be. But we got to think about this. What are our options for double question mark? Would be unicorn, which it's not it. Which would be Hydra. And the Hydra is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would mean that 4 plus 4 when unicorn is not 2. Right? If we counted from left all the way up into its position, right? So it'd be like owl, unicorn, whatever the fuck that thing is, and then a Hydra, right? So let's say that the Hydra's 4, and that would be 8, but that would make the unicorn 4 because the unicorn isn't 2. So then that would mean if the unicorn would be 4, let's see what our other options would be. That would be 1, if that was how we were arranging it. So that or would be that would be 2, but that's not 2. Yeah, so that's not 2. So then that would be 3, but that would mean 6 if that was 3. That in itself would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would seem like 5. Unless it is... Wait a second, are we doing the math wrong? So check this out. And this is what we have to think of. We see a circle, a triangle, and a circle inside of it, with 3 other circles at each point. They're using an equilateral triangle. Those are all going to have 45 degrees all the way around to create, an equilateral triangle. Is it not 45? 35? 60? They're 30 degrees each, because it only makes a 90-degree angle. So the equilateral triangle only makes a 90-degree angle if you combine all of its edges together. And each point has a circle, dictating that that circle holds a number, right? And we're trying to say that because the number, that we're just using a projection of what's going on, that 3, 0, and then a questionable number equals the number inside the middle. But what we have in question is because it's an equilateral triangle that would signify all of the points inside of a circle that it's already inside of, and then the internal circle of what's going on. Are we determining that the radius is going to be 5 of the total amount, or are we determining that 0 and 3 are going to be because of the points that it's only dictating the numbers inside of the circle, just to kind of throw you off and get you an idea of what it would add up to, because that would be the entire radius of the circle on the inside based upon the points that were determined by amounts of an equilateral triangle, right? Especially if we're trying to make it even. And it's an odd number in the middle. So technically, based upon the points of the equilateral triangle, I can't remember enough about algebra to try and get this right. I'm just gonna run this and whiff this and say that where we are on the position is going to be determined on what items that we have, and those are going to be the numbered areas. So a gecko itself, we could say that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd say that it's 7, but that doesn't seem right, because even that would be about 4. But we already figured out that a unicorn is not 2, because if it was just 2, it would have given us it would have already given us the number of that by it being question mark. So unicorn would not be 2, because unicorn is not an option for this. So that would be 1, unless that's 2. 1, 2, because you go from right to left, 1, 2, that would be considered 2, right? And that would mean that the unicorn would be considered 4 if it is that you add it up. But that would mean that if the unicorn was 4 and it was 4 and 4, you would just need another unicorn, right? So that's not it. So then, obviously, if the unicorn doesn't equal to 4 inside of that circle and triangle for the 12, then that means that the unicorn is a different amount. So then 4 and 2 are gone. So now we have 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? So then we could consider this to be 3. Unless we're counted on one side, how the fuck this is divided is really the question on what it is. So, let's check. See if that's 3, that would be 6, but what if that's 2? So if that's 2, right, and then the unicorn equals something else, we would then have to assume that if we just doubled up on the same symbol, we would get what we needed, but we don't do that. Okay. Alright. What if the unicorn is 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, not even if you count that way. He doesn't even consider 2. So doesn't even consider 4. Because we checked every single one to see if that was the case. So I want to go back to checking to see if the unicorn's 4, just in case. Okay, so it's not. That is not 4. see. Well, they give the option for the gecko on the left one, right? Okay, I'm gonna grab the phoenix on this one just because... At least I think that's a phoenix. Okay, so why the phoenix if the amount is that we need is 2 in order for it to be 5 for the circle? Because I don't remember if it's supposed to be doing an algebra and saying it's supposed 5 would technically be the diameter of what's inside, but it wouldn't be the additive of all the lines, right? Especially for the circumference of the circle, especially for the points that it was numbered, right? If we were looking at real algebra and geometry. Or this would be geometry, if that was the case. Because I'm trying to figure out, I know in algebra you would be able to scale this on a graph, right? Especially if you have this and you have the equation for it. And you would be able to determine, based upon process of elimination using algebra, to be able to determine what the mystery points were. To be able to suit the function, but you would need to know replacement. Right? So... Shit. I really want to figure this one out. So if it's not question mark, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. But you don't have 12 options for the other one. You know, this is actually easy, you can just cheat. So let's say that we choose this one. Ah, damn. Okay, let's check this. Let's check this one. Damn, it's gonna glitch it. If you keep doing that, it's gonna fuck with you. Check that one. Check that one. Check that one. Check that one. Fuck, it glitches. Okay, whoa. So the first one is somehow 2, right? But the egg is what now? How is that considered fucking 2? What is it located for 2? They're directly across from each other. Whoa. Let's take the point from maybe 0 and retrace the door. So 0, 3, and that would be the point. And technically it shows 3 where 3 was. But then if it was 12, it was unicorn, some other question. And then 4. Okay. I can see some semblance of where it is that unicorn and wherever the fuck that thing is where it is for the needing to be for the triangle. So what if we did it upright? So in the upright, if we flipped it, the 0 position would be at the very top. We would have chose that, and there would be something that said 3. I don't know. I'm gonna go look that up, even though there is a way to trick it.
Revelio.
Thestrals. Fucking Thestral area. Okay, where am I supposed to be going? Fucking weird kid. You know what? Let's not be the weird kid that runs around like the fucking guy hiking, or that weird dude that wears like the shorts and then the combat boots, or like the hiking boots and goes running around from class to class. Let's not do that. Let's take our fucking time.
Revelio.
Something with those fucking black mirrors always having shit that whispers. Are you fucking kidding me?
Revelio.
Satyrs. Awesome. Door's just locked.
Hogwarts
Okay.
is second home to me. Now about leaving one day.
I haven't been down to the boathouse since arriving in my first year. Perhaps I'll go visit. Everyone knows the
Really fucking weird, whatever that Steam shit is.
Fills our stout hearts with joy.
Revelio.
Of such arrogance.
Ugh.
Gotta love petting cats. Gotta love petting cats.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potion shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Alright, I'm gonna take a break and probably just get off. I gotta go take care of something.